Hi, my name is Rosal, and let me show you around my 23 square meters studio girly apartment. I have been receiving a lot of comments about my room on Instagram, and so I decided that my first video on YouTube will be about apartment tour. I don't know, I think having your own space in your 20s is really important. Of course, if you're able to, like financially, because it helps you grow as a young adult. It gives you that space where you discover yourself by yourself, and you can set self-care routines that you'll follow as you grow old. With that, let me show you around my tiny, girly, and pink Pinterest-inspired space. I've been renting for 4 years already, living alone in this studio unit in a high-rise condominium. If there's one thing that I learned in living in a tiny space, decorating, and organizing, is that you have to really maximize the space. And so in my entryway, as can you see here, I have a clothing rack, a little cabinet for my packages, and a rack for my bags. The clothing rack has dual purpose because I can also place some of my shoes and shoe boxes. I also added a fake plant with a pot at the top of the 3 shoe boxes, and I think it's pretty nice and neat altogether. I also placed a pink rug at the center of the entryway just to set the mood and the vibe upon entering. When you enter the studio, at the back of the door, you can see there are a lot of bags hanging. I like them there because it's easier and convenient for me to see and use them whenever I need one. And then at the left side of the door, you can see there are 2 hooks, one for the key and one for a little frame. This keychain is from Taiwan, Disneyland. There are a lot of keychains because I don't want to lose my key. I love this little frame and key all together when you enter the room. The hooks are not that deep into the wall paint, so those don't peel off the wall paint. It's kinda renter friendly in that way. At the bottom of it, you can see a messy little cabinet. It's not that really aesthetic, I know. I put all my packages, shopping boxes that I don't want to deal at that time. What I added inside the pot of the fake plant is brown paper just to give that soil illusion. I don't want to add here a true plant because it will just probably die because it will not get its needed sunlight. So I think it's much better. This fake plant helps sets the mood, so I really like it there. There are a lot of shoe boxes in the studio because I used to design leather shoes for women. So all these shoe boxes have leather shoes in it. They are my authentic designs. I used to sell them before I enrolled in the graduate school. Currently, I don't like my bathroom at all. I think I need to redecorate. I just have a rack for my skincare, cleanser, foam cleanser, toner, serum. This studio comes with kitchen cabinets, a small sink that I can use as a kitchen area. I really love the color of the cabinet. It's woody beige brown, and I think it really complements the pink eye aesthetic and the woody vibe that I'm going for. Honestly, I think the kitchen space is so small, but for one person like me living alone, I think it's enough. I don't cook a lot here. I most of the time use air fryer. Let me show you. This is what it looks like upon entering, and then you go to the left. This is where the kitchen is. Like I said, I don't usually cook. I have a small fridge, that's enough. Below the fridge table, I have a rack for some of my slippers. I also added this mini lamp above my Wi-Fi just to have like the pink thing. In this studio, I installed a divider, white curtains with extension rod, just to divide the space and to have the separate between the kitchen and the bed. This is what it looks like when you enter the curtains. Here I have my bed, my workspace, my vanity table, and dining area. I also have a coffee table. The key in living in a tiny apartment is allocating specific spaces for specific function. As an editor working from home, I think a lot. I study here, I do my thesis here. Need a space that really relaxes my brain, and I think having a pink aesthetic, pink theme in my apartment is kind of cooling my brain when it's so tired. One thing you'll notice about my apartment is having a lot of artworks, and one of my favorite is this kind of like an abstract of a face. I don't have any closets or cabinets for clothes because I think they are pretty much huge and would take up a lot of space in my apartment. And so I store all my clothes underneath my bed with some organizers. I think it's pretty space efficient in that way because I'm not taking a lot of space for it, and underneath the bed is nothing, so I can use that space for my clothes. Plus, I think it's pretty neat underneath the bed and it's not that noticeable. In organizing my clothes in the storage boxes, what I do is I have a separate box for like bottoms, one for sleepwear, one for top, and one for the ones that I use inside the studio. In the middle of the studio, I place a small coffee table, and underneath it, I have some pamphlets from museums, other travels that I had in the recent years. I also place a brown beige carpet along with the coffee table. And a few steps away, you can see a bedside little table. My bedside table has a lamp, some of my scented candles, and a vase with flowers. Beside it is a mirror. This area is where I usually shoot for my reels. In the mirror, I usually clip some of my hair cloths so I don't lose them. It's also pretty easy to get and to use whenever I need. Let me show you the artwork that I put above my bed. All the artworks I have here in the studio have meaning, and I just don't put them because it's pink. Well, that's another reason, but here I love this artwork because as you can see here, let me show you. It says here, everything you can imagine is real. I'm a dreamer, and so I love this phrase. I dedicated a space for my vanity. I call it the vanity corner. Here I put all my makeup products, brushes, hair curlers, nails, and you know the rest. I place a small vanity table in the corner of my space, and the design is pretty much the same with other furniture here. It's woody in brown, and I think it helps in popping the color of the white and the pink. I installed a neon light that says manifesting. I use it every night. The color of the light is also pink. And in the other wall here, I also put an artwork that says divine feminine, and it's more of an aura. To be honest, I wasn't sure if I need a vanity because I have a big table for workspace, but then when I have it, I use it all the time. So I have a separation between workspace and beauty. And I think the placing of the vanity is great here because I have a window and it gives me natural light whenever I do my makeup, whenever I do some of my skincare here. In the middle between my workspace and my vanity corner, I place a true plant. I think it's great in here because whenever there's light, it's raining by the way, the sun gives what it needs. Welcome to my favorite space in my studio, my desk space. This is where I usually spend most of my time. I work here, I study here, I read my books here. I also watch anime or K-drama in here. And so I really love this space. I also place some posters, some artworks in here. Actually, I also use this spot to do some content for unboxing, for aesthetic desk, something like that on Instagram. I dedicated a larger table for my workspace because I know that I'll be spending a lot of time here in this area compared to other parts of my studio. I put the L-shaped table in this corner facing the window and the wall. In feng shui, they believe that your workspace should be near the window to be more productive, to be more fruitful. I believe in that. Don't judge me. Here's the book that I'm currently reading. I also have a pink printer sticker, my laptop, and a pink keyboard. I also place a vase with flowers in here. I use this as a storage for my wires and chargers, power bank, and other connectors. I think it's pretty neat all together in there. Sometimes it's a lot, it don't fit well here. I have a balloon and another laptop. It's a gaming laptop. That's everything about it. Thank you so much for watching. This is a small space and I love it because it's easier to clean and to organize compared to a bigger space. Maybe in the future I have plans of moving to a bigger space, but not anytime soon because I'm also finishing my master's degree, and maybe after that I could, start a new chapter.